Welcome to today's show. I'm your host, Mike Slinkard. This week, we're putting the PSE bows to work on big mule deer. We'll head to my home state, where I chase big bucks in the sage and juniper-covered country of Central Oregon. You know, there are several good bucks in my hunting area, and I've had some awesome encounters along the way. As always, we'll show it all, just like it happened, right here on Hunting with HECS.
Hunting is about getting close. Really close. Get closer than you ever thought was possible.
When you have a cameraman and you setting out in a dirt field like this, you can get away with so much with this HECS on.
You know, I was a skeptic. I'm not a skeptic anymore.
What an animal.
We showcase the science of getting close right here on Hunting with HECS.
Now we're headed to my home state of Oregon, where I have a buck tag in my pocket for a good unit in the central part of the state. Well, I decided to set on a travel route that the deer use when moving between the bedding ground up in the junipers out into the alfalfa fields in the bottom where they feed at night. And I hoped that a good buck would come by.
Okay, we're here after mule deer. This is a really good spot. A major travel route right here going to some fields. There's actually a mineral lick over here too, so it kind of slows them down a little bit. Been some pretty nice bucks here. We've got a trail camera, got a lot of pictures, so hopefully we'll get a good one to come by and we can get a whack at it. So, sitting right out in the open HECS style, so here we go.
It wasn't long before deer started streaming into the area. A short time later, I saw a nice 3x3 headed my way. You know, this is a great buck, but I'd seen better when I was scouting, and since it was still early in the hunt, I decided to pass. He finally made his way off after the does that were headed to the fields. I didn't have long to wait before a second buck of the night came through. This one was a little better buck. He was not as wide as a 3x3, but he was a 4x4 and had some pretty decent forks. Well, here I'm arguing with myself on whether to shoot or not. You know, he's a good buck and he's in range, but I'd seen better ones and it was still pretty early in the hunt. Well, in the end, I decided to pass him as well, but I'm hoping all the time that it isn't just a big mistake.
It's been a pretty neat night so far, and we got about an hour and a half left. Had 2 nice bucks in, a bunch of does. So far we've got away with everything, so it's prime time right now, so we'll see what happens.
Well, I sat that same area for the next few days and saw those same 2 bucks several more times. The rut was obviously picking up, and I saw the 4x4 had broken one of the end of his points off somewhere along the way. But as the days ticked off, it became obvious that none of the bigger bucks that I'd scouted earlier were using this particular trail. So it was time to switch things up.
HECS is excited to offer our first dedicated outerwear system. Our new premium quality outerwear pant, coupled with a HECS hooded shirt with integrated face cover, is the ultimate HECS system for any hunting situation. You can find this system on our website as a pre-built system, or you can customize this system even further using our new build-your-own system option. The hooded shirt comes with an integrated face mask, a convenient front pocket, thumb holes, and is the perfect HECS outerwear piece for these cooler days in the field. It comes in both HECS-style camo patterns as well as a two-tone version. Brand new to the HECS lineup is our outerwear pants. These will be the most comfortable hunting pants you will ever wear. And of course, they have the HECS patented technology woven right in. They feature a super comfortable, action-cut, quiet fabric, ample pocket space, and a zippered leg pocket for your HECS accessories or your cell phone. This is a high-quality pant that replaces the need for an additional HECS layer in order to get the full HECS advantage. They come in both HECS Style Anywhere and HECS Style Green Camo, as well as an olive brown. This is quickly becoming our best-selling system. You can check it out on our website along with other great HECS products and accessories. Don't delay. We expect these systems to sell out fast. Don't change that channel. There's plenty of close-up action still to come. Welcome back to Hunting with HECS. We're hunting big muley bucks this week with archery gear. And that means we have to get in close. Now, let's rejoin the hunt.
With the bigger bucks using other trails into the fields, I decided I'd try to set a new spot this evening. This is on a huge trail that the deer use regularly when they're traveling from their bedding grounds to the feeding area. And I was just hoping to intercept one of those big bucks coming by. It wasn't long before I had deer staging right in front of me. Well, these deer are piling in right in front of me, many at only 20 yards or maybe less. And remember, I'm just sitting in a chair out in the open. This is where HECS technology becomes very obvious. My HECS gear is blocking my body's bioelectric signature, so I'm much more like an inanimate object than I am a living bow hunter sitting there in easy bow range. These deer live most of their lives dodging danger on public land, yet with HECS in play, they don't key on me as any kind of a threat and go on about their business as usual. You know, you can see that I'm not sitting perfectly still either. I'm moving around, looking for deer, glassing and ranging, and with HECS, I'm getting away with all of it. When a deer does spot me, I simply hold still for a few seconds, and in very little time, the deer lets it go. I have deer all over me at this point. They're streaming through the timber on both sides, and none of them have any idea that I was there until this small buck noticed my movement. You know, he knows he saw something moving, but with no electrical signal, he's confused about what I am. With his curiosity up, he tries to move closer to try to figure it out. You know, he's only about 12 steps from me now, and after careful inspection, he simply gives it up and walks away. That's the typical reaction that we've come to expect while wearing HECS. The next couple of days, I spent stalking around the edges of the fields, checking my trail cameras, and trying to get an idea where those bigger bucks were hanging out. I spotted this small 4x4 heading right toward me, and I couldn't help but try to see just how close my HECS system would let me get. My buddy Andy Day filmed this encounter on his cell phone. You know, this is always really fun for me. I love showing how close you can get to deer using HECS technology. You know, even when I get way inside his comfort zone, he still tolerates my movement. It can obviously tell that something isn't right, but his senses are confused and he keeps hanging around in front of me trying to figure me out. Obviously, I could have shot him several times if I'd have wanted to, but I had bigger bucks calling my name, and I was soon off to find them.
If you're looking for a HECS system, come visit our new website, where you have the option to build your own system from any of the HECS clothing to match your particular hunting style. Or choose from one of our convenient pre-built systems specifically designed to cover you in HECS technology in every season. Our most popular HECS system is our base layer. The base layer is a lightweight semi-thermal material designed to be worn under your regular hunting clothing or over the top. It comes in the original olive green, as well as our new HECS Style Anywhere and HECS Style Green digital camo patterns to match any terrain. The material features a highly electrically conductive carbon grid woven into the polyester base cloth. The grid blocks your body's electrical field. The suit is designed to be worn under your regular camo or over the top as an outer layer. The technology is effective either way. All complete HECS systems include 3 pieces. These essential pieces include a HECS pant, HECS top, and HECS head cover. You may use any combination of appropriate HECS products to achieve the goal of covering as much of your body as possible with HECS technology. The shirt is a quarter zip Henley with rugged serge stitching, embroidered HECS logo, and thumb holes. The form-fitting pants have rugged serge stitching throughout, and the heavy elastic waistband and cuff ensure they stay in place. They also feature a convenient fly. The head cover has a hemmed eye hole, adjustable drawstring in the back, and is very easy to use. Additional accessories are sold separately and include the HECS hat, our versatile multi-rag that can be worn in a variety of ways, camo gloves made of a lightweight, stretchy material in matching camo, and a heavyweight over-the-calf sock. And of course, all of the accessories have the HECS grid woven right in. Order right now and use the promo code to save on your order of a complete HECS suit. Visit our website to learn more about our full line of clothing and accessories, as well as our fit guarantee for worry-free ordering.
Well, I spent several more days stalking around trying to get on bigger bucks. I did see some good bucks through the trees chasing does a couple times, but they were constantly moving and never gave me enough time to get close enough for a shot. Then one evening about dark, I hear antlers clashing and realize I got 2 bucks fighting nearby. I hurried to the area just in time to see 2 good bucks in full-on battle. I didn't waste any time and moved in quickly right at these fighting bucks. Well, I could see they were both good bucks, and I'm pretty sure one of them was one of the big bucks that I was after. But with the antlers tangled in battle, I couldn't tell which one he was for sure. I kept working my way closer and closer, but they were really moving around and making it tough for me to choose which one to shoot. At 32 yards, I was close enough, and I got ready to shoot. The problem was they were spinning around and moving all over the place. Just as I thought I was getting it sorted out, the smaller buck decided to give it up, and he ran with the bigger buck right on his tail. You know, honestly, in hindsight, either buck was plenty good enough, and I should have just picked one. You know, sometimes I find I get way too hyper-focused on a particular deer for my own good.
What an experience, holy cow. 2 nice bucks. Honestly, either one of them would have been good. I probably should have just shot one. Wow. Pretty close. Pretty cool.
You know, the days flew by, and before I knew it, it was the last day of the hunt. I decided to set back on the fence line where I'd been covered up in deer earlier and hope that one of those bigger bucks would come trailing a doe into the field. Well, I spotted a small buck early in the evening and then nothing until sunset. Then, all of a sudden, I spotted a good buck, and he was pushing a doe right past my position. Well, like I said, it's the last day, and this is a good buck. So I drew back and settled my pen.
Oh, man. What a deal. We saw that buck out there cruising a little bit, and then next thing I know, he's right on us, chasing that doe around. And it came out here about 30 yards, and sitting out in the open. He watched me come to full draw, him and the doe both, and I was able to put a shot on him. Shot's a little higher than I wanted it, but the good news is that he's running hard, which is a great sign. And I also saw blood on the offside as he was going away. The arrows all the way through him. So hopefully we got a short tracking job, but I feel pretty good about it. Like I said, it was high, but all the other signs are good. So we'll give him a little time, go up there and see if we can find him.
You know, the hit was a little higher than I really wanted, but it still caught the top of his lungs, and he piled up about 150 yards away. Tell you what, this puts an end to a great, epic HECS hunt. Hope you enjoyed all the close encounters. We really pushed the limits this time, setting right out in the open. You know, I never got inside a blind. We sat in front of them for a little back cover, and some of them we didn't have anything at all. We just sat there, and we got away with all kinds of stuff. We saw an epic buck fight earlier on 2 bucks that were probably bigger than this one. But anyway, you know, it wasn't a good shot opportunity on that one. But I'll tell you what, it was a great, great season, and this topped it off on the very, very last day here in Central Oregon. Put the HECS on another one. You know, I love hunting big muley bucks, and the interactions that we consistently get when wearing HECS technology are simply amazing, even after all these years. As we've seen countless times before, HECS technology simply lets you get closer interactions with all kinds of game. Animals will remain calmer, and you can routinely get away with more than you ever thought was possible. You know, if you want to see more great encounters like these, log on to the HECS Stealth Screen page on YouTube and check out the huge variety of videos that we have posted there. Also, our website is a great source of information on HECS technology. If you or your hunting buddy haven't yet experienced the HECS Advantage, there's no time like right now to give us a call or go online and get your own HECS system on the way, just in time for this year's hunt. You know, we have a lot of new product options, and we're sure to have the perfect HECS system for your style of hunting. One thing's for certain, HECS technology will definitely help you this season, and this will be the best ever. In the meantime, we'll keep pushing the limits and bringing it to you each week right here on Hunting with HECS.